screw my $250,000. Ask an dental student after D4. Ask them what they have.
What are they coming out with?
According to the research out there, about $706,000.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Bullshit what?
Someone's coming out of dental school with $700,000
I think
a mansion while they were in dental school?
No.
They gamble prolifically?
They were having, no, I mean, I think
they have a drug addiction problem?
They might because they're that stressed.
John Gotti or Al Capone money? How do you come out of dental school with $700,000 of debt? That doesn't even make sense.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. Cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. I am mediocre, you are mediocre, and that's not that bad.
Well, here we are on the set of The Mediocre Dentist. I am your host, Dr. David Galler.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Andrea Derniski.
And today is an episode that is going to piss off a lot of people. Are you ready?
I'm born ready.
All right, we're in this profession called dentistry where we are supposed to do dentistry on people's teeth. Now, there is a lot of people in this country, 330 million. 30 million in your country, called Canada, 330 here.
39, closer to 39, getting closer to 40.
Thank you for that. And everybody has between 28 and 32 teeth.
Yes.
So that's a lot of teeth to fix and keep clean.
Yes.
Should be enough for everybody to just be happy.
Yes.
Should not be competitive, should not be anything that makes you feel like, hey, I don't have enough business, because there's literally teeth on everyone. And teeth are the one thing that every single human has or doesn't have that needs to be addressed every year.
Yes.
Right? You can go a year or 10 years without anybody checking your ears.
Yes, that's accurate.
You can go even a couple of years between glasses, and I go to the eye doctor once every few years, and now I just buy contacts online without a prescription, which is a real cool trick. I'm hoping if they're listening that they can give us a sponsorship. It's really good. It's actually an amazing system. I just copied it's a great contacts online is amazing. So it's been a couple of years since I've gone to the eye doctor. And
what if it changes? Your eyes don't they get worse with time?
Yeah, well, I got to squint harder through my glasses as time goes on.
You just anything to avoid going into.
I'm just saying.
Okay. You could have something pathological happening.
I think most people go to the dentist more frequently. Don't you think people go to the dentist more frequently than any other particular doctor?
100% agree.
Yeah, and even that, there's like, I haven't been here in 2 years. Like, there's a pressure to go to the dentist.
Societally, I think people just have it in their head. Like, you should be at minimum going like at least every 6 months.
Right. Well, that's what we say, but at least I think the whole society goes at least every 2 years.
Agreed.
You know, I know.
How?
Because everywhere that we go as a couple, and people, restaurant, park, airplane, what do you do? I say, I'm a dentist. She says, I'm a hygienist. No, she says.
Okay. No, that's what they say. Oh, you're in dental? You're a hygienist?
I say, I'm a dentist. She says,
I'm a dentist.
And guess what the people we're talking to say? Not, oh, that's interesting. They say, last time I was at a dentist was 6 months ago. My dentist really mad at me. Oh, I went here over there. Oh, my dentist had to do a crown.
I know, they just need to unburden themselves. They can't.
That would be like meeting a real estate agent and going, oh, what do you do?
I sell houses.
Oh, I bought a house back in 2017.
No one ever said this.
Nobody ever says that. So that's why I think everybody has teeth.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the dentist. Mm-hmm. We should have no worries.
No.
We have an unbelievable profession.
Yes.
We know that that's not true. We know that every dentist feels mediocre. And every single person in our lives who's a dentist, who's a friend, who's a colleague, who's a peer, because for some reason they feel mediocre, like there's not enough business, everybody wants more offices.
More operatories,
more patients,
more money,
more Invisalign appointments,
more procedures to be able to perform,
more staff,
more.
more.
It never ends.
more,
It just
more.
never, ever, ever
Literally
ends.
never ends.
Satisfied.
Literally-
I've never met a profession like this.
Literally was having drinks last night with a friend of ours from Washington, D.C., just getting caught up on his life,
Yeah.
getting divorced, and he said, it's getting hard to run the 5 offices that I own.
Yeah, no doubt.
Why do you own 5 offices?
I think that people see it happening around them and they just, like in their mind, it's just, if I have more practices, I have more stature, I've accomplished more. And I think if you ask anybody who has 5 offices, it is
Are you
tremendous.
happy?
Yeah, I don't know how one person can be it all for all 5 of those practices.
I have never met somebody who said, I have 5 operatories, I have 3 operatories, and I'm happy. You know what I hear? I got 5. Do you think I should make 10? When does it end? Like at what point do you go, that's enough?
I hit it.
I'm good.
I don't know. Is it just how people like? Is it the natural product of setting goals? Because you constantly, people either have like journals and they're gonna just to keep themselves on track, to keep themselves inspired, to keep themselves positive and working towards something. People set goals.
Yeah.
Okay. You either set them and you accomplish them, or maybe you haven't quite yet, but otherwise it becomes stagnant. So you set more goals, and so you're constantly like moving the goalpost.
What? Yeah. So
who
said that I have to set goals in my practice? Why can't I just fix people's teeth who come in, make money, and go home? Why do I need goals? The goal was get to dental school.
Yeah.
Pass the nerves, get out of dental school.
Yeah.
Open a practice that makes money. Why do I need more goals? What is wrong? Who started that?
When everyone else around you is doing a thing, when that just seems like that's the status quo, that's the norm, is what people are going to do. And if you're not setting goals, you're made to feel like you're
mediocre.
So therein lies the problem. So yeah, I mean, to some extent, I don't think it's pathological to have goals, but you have to be able, I think the pathology comes where you're never, ever remotely happy or satisfied. Like once you've actually accomplished.
Because you're always setting new goals.
I think it's a vicious cycle.
Okay. Is it healthy or not to always be setting new goals? I think it's literally everyone's knee-jerk reaction. Like everybody listening goes, yeah, of course you need new goals. Absolutely you need new goals. Oh, set goals for yourself. But I'm just calling bullshit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I think complacency, and maybe, I don't know, it's just like a prevailing thought out there. But
have you ever met a complacent person who's like unhappy?
Yes. I don't think that complacent people are super happy. And I'm sure that there's some people who can find like complacency. What does that look like to you? How am I picking these people out of a lineup?
Like I went home at 4:00 and I'm happy.
I have met these people. They are not dentists. So I have met these people. They do exist. I'm sure of it. But I think for, again, a dentist, the type of people that are drawn into this profession are not people that are typically easily complacent or satisfied.
Who started the goal? You call it goals, which sounds really nice and sexy. And like you could say, like a bunch of people are like, yeah, where do I sign up for her consulting course to teach me how to write goals? And I'm calling it mentality of more, which sounds like a disease. But I think we're talking about the same thing. You just make it sound nice.
No, it's just that
you normalize it.
Yeah, the mentality of more has the connotation that there's no end.
And there is no end.
I think a person should be able to set goals and for there to be a natural end point. Once you've accomplished something, I think you have to keep things fresh in your life. Otherwise, you can go very easily from complacent to bored and unsatisfied.
Buy a boat if you want something new.
I agree.
Get a horse.
Go on a trip with your family. Spend more time with them. If you're going to do the mentality of
take a month off. Why is the goal I should open up 2 more locations?
It's pathological. Absolutely. And we're cut that way because it's North America.
No.
In North America, why are we not topping any of the happiness charts? Because of the rat race that we find ourselves in.
I know a lot of non-dentists who have no goals and seem quite happy.
You know dentists?
Yeah, I know people who go to work, come home, That's what they do.
Why have I never met these people? We run in the same circles.
I watch television about people
Who are dentists?
No,
Like, are they?
I don't know anybody like this, but I'm saying I watch television where people see to go
That
work.
wasn't clear when you first stated this.
I changed it when you called my bullshit because I don't know any non-dentists.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Okay,
But the
go
people on TV go to work and they come home and they seem happy.
The people, like fictional characters.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
guy owns a shoe store.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like thinking I got to open another shoe store. I think he's like, let me just have nice shoes and give people shoes.
Very bizarre example. You got anything else for me?
I'm kind of drawing a blank.
I know, because
We need more people in our lives.
we do need more people, and we also
We need to find people who are non-dentists.
Did we
If you're a
find-
non-dentist,
and you want to
can
be
you
friends.
email us, the
Can you-
mediocredentist@gmail.com, because we like to hang out. We like to have a
Replacing-
couple beers with you.
Yeah.
We live here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's pretty fun.
It
You
would
got
be
a
nice to
pool?
meet you. Anywhere I go, where she goes, people always
Maybe
look
we could
at
run
us.
like a contest. We should do this. Maybe we could put it on Instagram.
We'll go like meet regular people contest and find out what they're like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people work in
No,
like
we could have like a
an-
competition for like who could be our next best friends, and like just send in your resume.
You have to be a non-dentist.
You have to be a non-dentist.
Like
Don't-
I just think people have jobs and like they do their job
Yeah.
and then they're happy and maybe like a couple of times in their career they get promoted and then they die and then that's it. What dentists are like, take over look at you. Look at you.
Me.
Look at you.
Little me.
4 ops.
Yeah.
Cute little hamlet in Canada. And
Hamlet.
yeah, a small city where small people live. Okay? Hamlet. You live in a hamlet. We say Vancouver, but we're like
Is that
45
like an American
minutes.
saying? I have no idea what's
Sean,
happening.
put out the definition of Hamlet. Okay, we say Vancouver, but it's bullshit. We don't live in Vancouver.
No,
We
Port
work
Moody, Coquitlam.
45 minutes east of Vancouver,
In the
past
burbs.
2 polar bears, 3
Oh,
mountains,
Ooh,
in
oh.
a hamlet.
Ooh.
A hamlet. Focus. We live in a
You
hamlet.
didn't even like drop
You
it. You
had-
didn't even miss a beat with the bear talk. You haven't met a bear yet. They're gonna find you.
Focus on the task at hand. We work in a suburb, if you will, of Vancouver. You have 4 beautiful ops in a cute little
Not
niche.
beautiful. 17 years old. Okay.
Okay. And now what are you doing? Tell America.
We are blasting through the walls next door.
And doing what?
We are going to expand
Why?
because we've literally ran out of space about 10 years ago.
And you're gonna go from 4 ops to more ops. 8.
Yes. Only to make it. Here's the thing, though. I am doing that so that I can create a better environment for my team and for the patients. Right now, we're running around with like chickens with our head cut off. We're crammed in, like we effectively have an 8-op practice worth of patients cramming into those 4 ops, and it's not sustainable. We have to make patients wait too long to get in, and it's not fair to them. It's just chaos, and I don't want that for myself. I actually want
Okay,
to have
let's say
yeah.
that this 8-op practice goes real well and things are doing really well and it's comfortable and you're
Yes.
really happy there.
I'm gonna be good with
And-
that. I'm not looking for more.
And then like 5 years from
Yeah.
now, when you
Yes.
turn 27, for those listeners at home, when you turn
Uh-huh.
of age
Yes.
and another beautiful 6-op practice comes available in the city over, are you interested? And are you interested in a second practice?
I am
5
not.
years from now, it's
Listen,
making good revenue. They
the
just
whole-
need a good dentist.
I understand, and I'm not saying that I'm not a good dentist, but I'm not a good dentist when I spread myself thin. My goal, and I mean the whole reason why we're doing this is because this isn't just like a cute punchline.
Okay, let's try a different way because you're not going to get the other office. Let's say we're at 8, and 8, like it takes off,
Okay.
and the 8 are full every day.
Yeah.
In 5 years from now, are we going to 12 ops if the store next door gets available?
I don't know. I don't wish to have that. I don't wish to need that many employees. I want calm. I don't want to be complacent, but I want to have calm, efficiency. I want to be able to create a nice environment for my patients, my relationships
What are you
with
going to do
them.
if more people call?
okay, we can only take so much. If we hit that cap, if we hit that ceiling, then that's going to be okay.
You're going
I'm
to turn
not-
patients away, or you're going to get more ops.
I have never had to do that even in this current one. Sometimes patients get pissed off if they're going to have to wait too long to see us, and we've tried to figure out different ways to be able to accommodate as best we can. But it is not a line, and I know, because
I think the same way you went from 4 to 8 in a few years, you're going to be looking from 8 to 12.
I think that's what most dentists would want to do.
I think you'll do it too. I think we all would. I think we all just keep thinking more. I think you're going to get comfortable in this 8, and you'll be like, I
know you
wonder what's out there for me. Let me set a goal of 12 ops, and that's it. And then you
I
get
do
that,
think-
and you keep going.
I will give that to you. 5 years ago, I would have said I would have wanted to keep doing more and more and more. And maybe I had more energy 5 years ago, or maybe I had different goals, or maybe I had different vision of what I wanted for myself 5 years ago. I can say, looking you straight in the eye, my hand to God, I do not want crazy anymore. I don't want to feel like I'm out of control. I do not want to be in the dental rat race. I certainly don't want to perpetuate this insanity to my friends. I want to start leading and start trying to encourage people to go in a different direction that is going to make them actually find
Well, that's
that
why we're having the
happiness.
podcast.
I understand.
But I'm calling bullshit on us at the same time.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Because at the time we are doing this, we are also expanding our practice. So, to all of our listening audience, I just want you
Take
to
it with
know
a grain of
we
salt.
are
Okay.
not better than you. We are not better than you. We are literally expanding our office as we speak. We are part of the problem. The question is why?
Yeah,
What are we
I've
going to do with
heard
all
you.
this money? I'm too
I
busy
don't
fucking
know.
working to enjoy it.
And you're going to get yourself so stressed out along the way, you're going to have a coronary. You're not going to be able to enjoy any of this money. I don't understand it. And that's why we are doing this, because something needs to change.
Something needs to change.
Something needs to change.
We're-
And in
we're doing
ourselves
it.
as well.
I'm calling bullshit on the industry.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't think
Yeah.
the medical community is like this.
I agree.
I don't think you go to a cardiologist convention
Yep.
and the hallway is filled
Yeah.
with website, social media companies to get you more cardiology patients a month.
You are 100%
I
correct.
don't think they have more cardiology machines to make you a better cardiology. I don't think cardiologists are like, hey, I can also check your skin for skin cancer, so let me just dabble here too. And we like, I'm gonna place implants.
I
I'm gonna
think-
do
well,
all on fours.
Can I
I'm
say
gonna do
one
Botox.
difference?
Let me use a carrier.
I want to say one difference, because I do think that there is one industry within medicine where I see them dabble into some of the crazy stuff we do, like the dancing dentists and whatnot on TikTok and on Instagram, plastic surgeons. So when you're talking about procedures that are not just like needs, but wants, so providing a service that is not mandated. It's not just removing decay because you're going to get an infection and that's going to be a problem, but you're doing whitening, or you're choosing to straighten your teeth even though they're just off a bit, or get cosmetic veneers. I think that does contribite to this mindset as well. It's
More?
like, because you can
More whitening?
because it's not just like,
I need
you're
more
not
money. Let's
creating-
do more whitening.
I'm-
More whitening, more money, more ops, more hygiene days.
to be able to do all of these things. I just think that it's on the
What?
on the table.
What's
I
the
don't
point of all this money? What is the point of everything?
because
why are we working
what do
so
most
hard?
dentists, when I first got out of dental school, what is the one thing that every dentist wants to talk about? It's why I put myself into a bubble straight out the gate, because I knew I was going to hate it. I hated hearing it. It was so cheesy and disgusting. What does every dentist want to talk about? How much money they have, how much money they're making per hour, what kind of car they drive, what their house
Let's
is
talk
like.
about our
The
cars,
watches.
because we differ on that.
Oh, okay.
David Galler,
Oh
for
my
our
gosh.
listening audience,
They'll never
likes
guess
to
it.
drive. This is a bit of tension in our marriage. David Galler likes to drive a minivan because a minivan is a superior car. It
practical.
runs on a reasonable amount of gas.
Yeah.
Never heard somebody say can't fit it in the minivan. It always fits. You get
Yep.
your own captain's chair. You don't have to share with anybody else. Sliding glass doors, opening in.
Sliding glass doors.
Yes, sliding glass doors.
What kind of minivan are you driving?
Yeah, they're sliding doors.
They're sliding doors, not glass. It's like
They
I
have
don't even
glass
know.
at
It seems
the top.
dangerous. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's
That
a-
wasn't
it's
the
a
point.
window.
There-
Okay.
sliding window doors
You can
on
even,
it.
you know what is
the
cool?
minivan
You
is
can get a
the most
vacuum in there.
economical, the most sensible. Have a family of 2, great. Have a family of 4, great. Have a family of 6, great. Your family of 6 has 2 friends, gotcha.
No,
Makes sense.
not my jam.
And you don't like that I buy minivans because of what it looks like to our friends who are all dentists.
because yeah, they're judging.
What-
Because that's
they-
what that's like. It's how people flex,
Flex.
and you flex with a minivan, and it's just weird.
And what do
It's
you
just-
flex with?
I don't even have that great of a car.
Oh.
I have an electric car.
I call bullshit.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Don't feel it. It's not okay. She doesn't drive a Nissan Sentra, folks. Okay,
Nothing
she doesn't
wrong
drive a
with
Nissan Sentra. What do you drive?
I drive a BMW
Say it.
iX.
How an expensive car, a luxury car?
I think it's
An
considered a
electric
luxury.
car?
It's electric. I like to be. Good
Can
to
you
the
just be
environment.
honest with us a little bit why you drive that fancy car?
Why are we
Could-
even
you
talking
have-
about cars?
Because
This is a
you
dental
said
podcast.
because it's a podcast about the mentality of more.
No, it's
and
a
we need
podcast
more.
about-
We need more money to pay for
My
our
car.
fancy cars
Okay.
so that we keep up with the Joneses.
Do you feel better now that you said that? I have no idea where we got here.
We talking about the mentality of more, and we need more money to pay for more things. Hey, I'll take one also. David Galler doing a lot, working so hard
Yes.
in so many different projects, on so many different innovations to make more money, which makes me spend less time with my boys. And then when I do get my boys, I go over the top spending money at games, at trips, at food, at everything to make up for the fact that I don't spend as much time as I want with them. So look at that spiral. So I dish one out and I'll take one in, but we are both in
Absolutely.
this vortex.
Yeah. Not just us. This entire, everyone we know.
Can we at least be the first people to raise our hands
Yes.
and go, there is a problem here?
I'm 100%. Put both my hands up, my feet too. Like it's a problem. It's an absolute
Don't you
problem.
wish we just had offices that were cute and fine and just went home at the end of the day? And whoever came in, we just fixed their teeth. And sometimes we made a lot of money and sometimes we didn't make a lot of money. And that was okay.
Hard. Yeah, I know. I think it's really hard to do that. Maybe in better economic times, perhaps, but I think people feel a little bit terrified just to be able to afford a house. Like most people will not own a house in their lifetime. That is a statistic that we couldn't even have imagined.
Really?
How many? Yes.
Okay. No, I'm just shocked.
Affording food, basic necessities of life.
And we all like more.
You want more because you think you need more just to be able to afford the basics at this point in time.
I have some theories I want to run by you.
Okay, I'm all ears. Hit it.
But why we need
Hit me
more.
with it. Okay, why?
We obsess about more because we have too much time on our hands. Like the normal dentist works like 4 days a week.
Okay.
And we have 3 days a week to obsess about how to work more or make more money. Like a normal person works 40 hours a week, starts 8 o'clock on Monday morning, ends at 3 o'clock on Friday, barely has enough time to make dinner
That's
Friday night,
interesting.
goes to Bennigan's on Saturday, watch football on Sunday, and then right back to work. But because most dentists literally can't work more than 4 days a week, see episode 2 about stressed out.
Burnt
We
out,
have 3 days of not seeing patients and in
we're
the
just,
office.
we have to occupy
and
that time with something.
that mind just keeps going, and the mind is like there's a little rat on it, and he's running. He's like, well, hey, today is Friday. I'm not seeing patients, so let me think about all the procedures I can learn how to do.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I've always thought about it from the perspective that people only work 4 days because they want to be able to spend those 3 days with family. Maybe it's just a thing they say and they don't do it. And you think
That
they're
pushes
just
us to more money.
and push us to
more.
You got the time.
Yeah, more.
Okay, I'll buy it. What else you got?
How much? Like, maybe I think we're in that like weirdo earnings bracket. Like you have like your accountants, your accountants, your plumbers, your business owners, and they're making like up to 120,000 a year, let's say. Maybe joint, you're 180, you're a school teacher, you're in there. And then on the other stratosphere, you got the CEOs, you got these
CEOs are
major
top dogs.
power broker,
Yeah.
stock trader, hedge fund manager,
Yes.
CEO of a business / you invented a Velcro sippy cup and you have millions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And dentists are like in that middle pack.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have just 120, 150,000 a year, you just like live within your means and you're
Yeah.
just kind of there. If you got millions,
Yeah.
you're just blowing private jets and money doesn't mean anything. You just Elon Musk and money has no meaning. You're not even
Yeah.
looking at where your grocery bills are.
Yes.
But we're like in that middle area,
Yeah.
that like 250 to 550, 600 category.
Yeah.
And you have money,
Yeah.
so you have some nice things,
Yes.
but you don't have like financial, just blow it all independence. We go on a Aspen for a month
Yeah.
type world. So we're kind of like not here. We have more money than regular people.
Yeah.
So we can go to Disney World, but we don't have enough money to go private. So we're constantly spending too much money, but then we don't have enough money. So we have to work harder to keep making more money to keep up with the slightly better lifestyle. But we can't match the lifestyle of these like hedge fund trade, make a trade, make another trade, make another trade. You just $2 million in bonds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's that. And I also do think that even within dental itself, especially with DSOs and especially with people owning multiple offices and creating like these business structures where where people within our industry are making stupid money. Like we're talking 8 figures. I never in my wildest dreams, when I got out of dental school, was thinking that anything like that was even on the table. I was very comfortable with thinking I was going to make a good living.
Right. So you made more than you expected, but you don't have enough to just be like
because we're always
baller
going to
status.
compare. You're going to compare yourself to specialists.
Yeah.
when
So
you're not a
all the
specialist,
dentists
but
are acting like
I don't
baller
even think
status,
it
but we don't
matters.
have that kind of money.
I know, but that's what you think. You just have what you see around you.
Yeah, we're in a weird bracket of
Yeah.
money, but not baller money. But we act like ballers.
And you feel like you have to do more.
You
to be
feel
able
like
to
that
keep
because we
up with
can't
it.
act like the school teachers. We got to act like the ballers, but we don't have baller money. So
Yeah.
what happens if you don't have baller money, but you act like ballers?
You're going to have to
You're
work
gonna
your ass
need.
off.
You're gonna need.
More procedures, more ops, more whatever. Yeah,
What do you think about
it's
that
a
theory?
vicious. I buy it.
You buy
You're
it?
2 for 2.
I got another one.
Okay, here we go. What is it?
I think the first step in the program is recognizing that
The
we all
problem.
want more,
Okay, all right.
and even ourselves.
Okay, more anonymous.
Even though we're
MA.
better than the people who are
Mm.
not in this podcast room,
Mm.
we are part of the problem.
I agree.
Do you think the mentality of more comes from there are too many salespeople in dental? Like there are
They're
a
just
lot of
coming.
dental companies. There are a lot of companies out
Yes.
there. Most companies don't have young men and women who are attractive who are knocking on your door on a daily basis.
Yeah, I think dental's absolutely
Like
inundated
dental
with
sales is an
it's
entire
crazy.
industry.
Because it's not even just teeth stuff, right? It's like what you were saying. You have like these facial, like laser rejuvenation, like whatever. Our scope of practice can include so much, ranging from whitening to like people are doing filler in some states or in some whatever. You're able to do some of these very cosmetic procedures that have nothing to do with teeth. Yeah, there's
like, you know me,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
an Invisalign guy. My
Yeah.
whole career is about Invisalign. And I love Invisalign.
yes.
And they're one of the great, great American stories and companies.
Yeah.
But they have close to 800 salespeople.
Yeah.
I mean, no, 800 maybe sales and marketing. They have like
Yes.
300 sales people. They can reach any customer in North America in 1 hour,
Okay.
face to face.
And you think we're just totally inundated? We
And
can't escape it.
I
and
think,
so
yeah, it's
we're-
like, okay, there's a salesperson here.
Yep.
They're selling. Their job is to connect with me and sell me
And lure me in.
and make
yeah.
me buy more Invisalign, more iTero.
Yep.
Cool, that's good. And then after they leave, there's like a implant, Zimmer, 3i, whatever.
Sprint,
they're there, and they're
yeah,
like,
Sprint
you
Rate
should buy
3D,
more
yeah.
implants. And
Yeah,
then
you
after
need
they
3D
leave,
and the milling.
the
and-
Shine Patterson person
Yes.
comes in. And he's like,
Yeah.
you should buy a better light. You should buy a better.
And
Da,
so and
da,
so
ba,
down
ba,
the
ba,
road is
like,
doing this. You want to keep up?
Hey, and then the next, I think there's
Yeah.
too many people in dental sales, and they're all trying to sell. They're all talented. They all have a good pitch. We are nice people.
Yep.
We want to do good dentistry. We want to keep up with everybody. There's too many salespeople. So they keep, if there were no dental salespeople, we wouldn't feel bad about what we have.
So David Galler, how do we go about getting all these people fired? how do we change the game? What's the solution? Like, these are problems. We can see how they can, make it difficult for us. How do we escape this? How do we redirect our industry?
Yeah, this is a podcast of questions. We
don't have any answers? Okay.
I have theories though.
Should we ask the public if they have any solutions?
If anybody has any solutions on how to make people have more, I think there's too many podcasts. I think they should get rid of all the other podcasts besides
ours.
Besides the Mediocre.
Okay.
We're not podcast people, but
we don't know at all what we're doing.
We did some research before we did this. The only podcast I listen to is Malcolm Gladwell, Revisionist History,
okay. No, that one's
and Win San
okay.
Juan, who's a comedian mentor of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sean and Mike Krasner. That was it.
Okay.
So Malcolm Gladwell has an amazing podcast called Revisionist
does.
History, available on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay.
If he's listening, I'd love to have a sponsorship. I'd really just sponsor him forever or talk about his podcast forever if he would just call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
would
it's
do anything.
happening.
We would name this to Dental Revisionist History if he
Okay.
wanted it to.
All right. Dream big, David Galler.
We listened to a dental podcast to prepare for this.
Ooh.
And I can't say what the name was, but it was purporting to
Kind of
be,
stole our name.
it was purporting to be all about the health and wellness of a
Yes.
dentist and their mental stability.
Getting
That's
them out
how
of the
they
chair.
marketed it.
Yeah.
And then when we listened in, what was it about?
It was more. How to be better. How to be. It was
Better
absolutely
dentist.
absolute false
Better
advertising.
cosmetic dentist,
Yeah.
ethical dentistry, building a brand.
Yeah, it was exactly that.
It's crazy.
Absolute. Like, they need a bullshit bobblehead.
They need a
Just
bullshit bobblehead.
Push it all day.
Because what are we saying in this? I'm saying
Bullshit.
less. Your goal should be
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
All right, I have another question.
Okay.
You ever hear that phrase,
Mhm.
if you're not growing, you're dying?
Yes. Yeah.
Who said that? Like about business, about businesses and companies in America. There's like this phrase out there, if you're not growing, you're dying. Where's that come from? I think that's like a Fortune 500 principle. Walmart needs more stores.
Yes.
If they're not getting more stores, they're losing their competitive advantage. Somebody else is going to come in and get it. And I think that's like, you make an iPhone 12, but then you need an iPhone 13. Then you need an iPhone 16. That's a concept for Fortune 500 companies.
I have no problem with the if you're not growing, you're dying. But like, your growth, it doesn't have to be like 10% year over year. I think you need to be like moving the goalpost a drop. It doesn't.
Why? Okay. Let's try a scenario.
Okay.
I'm just going to make up a generic number that's not going to make our listeners feel bad. You made $1 million in 2024. Okay? Gross income for the office. Took in $1 million for all the procedures and everything.
Okay.
If you took in $950,000 in 2025 gross income, are you feeling bad about yourself?
I think anyone is.
Why?
I don't know what that is, but it just
Why
it seems,
not? It's different, a minuscule. If you
don't
think
wanna
about
be going
70% overhead, you're talking about the difference of $6,000.
I really think that I would have to factor in a few things, like how is everything going, for the rest of the country? Like, are we in an economic downturn?
Why? Who
Like,
cares? It's such a.
If I'm paying my
Why does the
bills-
office have to make more money every year?
I guess it doesn't. You're right. But I don't. If we think about this, like, how far back do we want to go into this? Think about a student that's coming out of dental school. Okay.
Yeah.
How much debt were you in? I know you
I
were
was in
back in the Depression era or whatever.
I graduated University of Pennsylvania School of Dental Medicine, which is an Ivy League school. I might add. I graduated $28,000 of debt because
$28,000. That's it.
Because I had an academic scholarship because I had a 3.99.
Oh, because you're such a smarty
in
pants.
it. Because I need everyone listening to know that I'm extremely smart
and much
probably better than them.
Better than them?
Probably.
Certainly better than me. I'll allow it. Okay, so that was not my reality. That's not my reality. Coming out of UBC, I was packing closer to $250,000.
Really?
So,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a
I
lot.
didn't know that.
It's a lot of money. So, me coming into that situation, going straight into ownership, I had a lot of financial stress and debt thrown at me straight out the gate. I was graduating into 2008. The economy was in shambles.
Yeah.
And people were not just, frivolously spending money. They were, everyone was being a little bit more guarded. And so they weren't doing all of the extra cosmetic procedures that they were doing before. And it was just it was basic. People, unless something was really bothering them, they weren't necessarily just, coming in droves.
So are you saying the mentality of more comes because people coming out of school have $250,000 of debt?
Screw my $250,000. Ask an dental student after D4, ask them what they have.
What are they coming out with?
According to the research out there, about $706,000.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Bullshit what?
Someone's coming out of dental school with $700,000
I think
mansion while they were in dental school?
No.
Do they gamble prolifically?
They were having, no. I mean, I think
they have a drug addiction problem?
They might. They might
they
because they're that stressed.
John Gotti or Al Capone money? How do you
No.
come out of dental school with $700,000 of debt? That doesn't even make sense.
I went to. I
What kind of school are you going
I could
to?
not believe it myself.
You
but I
eat
went
filet
through-
mignon for
Listen,
lunch?
I'm not trying. I am not.
How do you come out of school with $700,000? I don't think I spent $700,000 in my first 10 years of
I understand
career.
that, but imagine that's not just some that's not a rigged stat. We just
Say
spoke
it
with
again.
one of our friends. $706,000. You are broke AF unless you come from good family money. But let's imagine that you don't. You happen to get in there. You're lucky. You got to go through maybe Appa's Cosmetic Suite. You got some really good training, and let's say it's even better than Penn.
That's crazy talk.
That's great talk. But let's say it's better than the average school. And then you're going into a market and you're going to become an associate. And the average person in New York, so say they're staying in New York, what is that average associate going to be making per year?
150 to 250.
No, it's lower. It's south of that. So they're making, let's say, best case scenario, they're making about $120,000. You do the math, interest that they're going to be paying on that debt.
Yeah, you're never paying off
You're
the
never
700
paying.
on 120.
But
never.
imagine, and I've heard similar stories, friends that are practicing down in Miami, these people, like when you look back to our unhappiness episode, or you look at the things I was looking at, the under 30 demographic, they are the most unhappy people. Their stresses, we cannot begin to imagine. I wish I was under 30. I wish I could go back. But those people are struggling.
Because?
How could they not be struggling? If I heard that number, if I knew that, those were my odds. You do the quick maths on that. I'm making 120. I'm already in debt. And God willing, you don't have any other debt. 706,000. Plus interest, plus. Don't even dream about buying a house. Don't dream of buying that fancy car. They're not going to be able to afford the minivan.
What do you do? What do these people do?
I have absolutely no idea, unless they're just calling for it. It's going to call for a certain kind of person.
So your hypothesis, I've gotten a few hypotheses out there. I thought the mentality of more comes from too much time sitting around.
Yes.
I think it's too much money. Like you're making more than a school teacher, but not enough to be a wealth fund manager, hedge fund broker. So you're in like this quasi world. I think it's like there's too many salespeople in dental.
Yep.
And you're saying the reason people want more is because of the dental school debt, and you just got to haul ass.
Yeah.
I accept that. But it doesn't explain the people over 40, over 50. Because they're also more. I buy it for the younger generation.
Yeah.
But it's up there. Interesting. You see, I think a lot of it is, what about this?
What?
Like I said before, my own scenario.
Yeah.
Work very hard to afford nice things.
Yes.
Have nice things, need more nice things, must
Need
work
to
harder.
Yeah.
Work harder, make more money, have nicer things, have nicer
Vicious
things,
cycle.
need
Vicious
more,
cycle, yeah.
have more, need more, have more, need more.
Doesn't sound preposterous to me.
Like we don't need the 3 Maseratis we own.
Oh God.
We don't own Maseratis.
You mean the 3 minivans?
We have 1 minivan and we love it.
One of us loves it.
Email us at themediocredentist@gmail.com with what kind of car you drive. And more importantly, are you honest enough to tell us why you drive that car? I drive a minivan because it's comfortable, economical, and fits
Very
all of our
functional.
6 children.
Okay.
Why do you drive a BMW?
I don't drive a BMW. It's not that. I just want to drive a reliable vehicle, and I like to be good to the environment because I am a good Canadian. Oh, don't eat her.
Bullshit!
Let's be real.
All right, truth time. Let's be real. There's a disease among dentists where we have this mentality of more.
And let's be real, like my boy May said, more money, more problems.
Let's be real. I don't know who made up 100 patients a month, but we're gonna need that in our practice.
And let's be real, the truth is, the more accomplished you are, the more miserable you are likely to be.
The more offices you have, the more floods you have.
And the more offices you have, the more staff you have, and the more
Staff you
millennials
have.
you'll have to deal with.
The more people who just came. Let's be real. I drive a minivan because I'm economical and smart.
And let's be real, I drive a BMW because I'm too afraid to have sliding glass doors of a minivan.
Let's be real. More ops, more offices, more procedures, more revenue. You know what nobody talks about? More happiness.
Let's be real.
All right, well, let's recap episode number 3 called The Mentality of More. We have a disease in our profession where everyone is just constantly searching for more. 2 ops, that was cute. Let's get 4. 4 ops, we need 8. More hygiene, more hours, more offices, more procedures, more. When is the more happiness part of your life? Well, I don't know. Never seen it. Everybody we know is on the more. And I get it. Because when the people around you, all the dentists are on the more train, it can't help but make you feel very mediocre. I feel mediocre. You feel mediocre. I get you, our listener, that feels mediocre because of the more. Okay, but so what? You're a mediocre dentist, and that's not that bad.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. 'Cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist.